river stones that they pulled up from the bank.
Oh, so it's kind of like a luxury to have a cellar and stuff in a sense of in your house.
Not the cellar per se. I'd say the river stones are.
Oh, the river stones and stuff. So the river stones is kind of a luxury, huh?
So it's definitely cooler down here. It's not as cold as it would have been back in those days. But since these were dragged up from the riverbank, it's they're really good at holding in cold. So you can kind of feel how cold it is in here.
Oh gosh, it is pretty darn cold in here though.
Because of the anemones that were added, it's not as cold as it would have been. It would have usually been, I believe, around 45 degrees to, 45 to 50, something around that range.
Huh.
And it was good to preserve all your fruits and all your plastic fruits and berries.
all the good stuff. And so this is where you would store all your milk or like or things like that needed to be cold and stuff. Yeah. And this would be a nice place to sleep during the summer though.
Yeah, for sure.
I know that's pretty much my deal though, you know. And and see some canning there and stuff. Huh. It is pretty darn cool though.
Yeah.
Now are you familiar with what these are and stuff?
I believe those are dried rosemary or thyme.
Dried rosemary or thyme?
I think it's thyme.
Now this is tobacco, right?
Yes.
Huh.
Oh no, it's definitely rosemary.
This is rosemary. Yeah. This is tobacco. Oh gosh. One of my friends' dads used to work, or granddads used to work on the tobacco farm. It's like, oh, it's messy, but this is pretty darn cool. Now, is that an add-on to the?
That's an add-on that was added on in the renovations in the 1980s.
Okay, and then of course you got your garlic right here, and then this is so darn cool. If you were to leave this open during the summer, I'd be thrilled. Huh. Now, were the windows typical during the time period for these, or
these windows,
or just in general for
cellars?
For cellars like this?
No, they weren't typical for them. You usually wouldn't have had, because you don't want the cold getting out, so you don't want any sort of opportunity there.
Okay. These are support for the those pilings and stuff. Huh. That is so darn cool though, you know. Huh.
I think you'll really enjoy the log house.
Okay. And this would be during the... What time period was this particular?
Antebellum.
Antebellum? So the mid-19th century?
Yes.
Mid to late? Okay. Don't mind my photos.
No, you're totally fine. You're more than